Here's today's In Touch devotion.
Today's abridged scripture reading is from Exodus chapter 3, where we find Moses tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro at Horeb, the mountain of God. Verse 2. Then the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, yet the bush was not being consumed. So Moses said, I must turn aside and see this marvelous sight, why the bush is not burning up. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not come near here. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. And he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Then Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. And the Lord said, I have certainly seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their outcry because of their taskmasters, for I am aware of their sufferings. So I have come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey. And now, come, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you may bring my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, Assuredly, I will be with you, and this shall be the sign to you, that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God at this mountain. Then Moses said to God, Behold, I am going to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, This is what you shall say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you. But I know that the king of Egypt will not permit you to go, except under compulsion. So I will reach out with my hand and strike Egypt with all my miracles, which I shall do in the midst of it, and after that he will let you go. I will grant this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall be that when you go, you will not go empty-handed. But every woman shall ask her neighbor, and the woman who lives in her house, for articles of silver, and articles of gold, and clothing. And you will put them on your sons and daughters, so you will plunder the Egyptians.
In the face of difficulty, how quickly do you shift your focus to God and seek to know His way through the situation? When those of us who are believers choose to trust and submit to the Lord's path, He'll do amazing things in and through us. Moses is a good example. After unsuccessfully trying to right a wrong in his own strength, he fled and spent 40 years in the wilderness. In that time, his pride, self-reliance, and self-will were broken. Humbled, he was now someone God could use to accomplish the slave's deliverance from Egypt. Through Moses, the Lord demonstrated what great things He could do through one yielded, dependent person. God rescued His people without a strong army, an insurrection, or a long, drawn-out war. All it took was the display of His mighty power. He proved the superiority of His way by sending more than 2 million slaves out of bondage with their captors' riches. He received all the glory by proving that He alone is the God of heaven and earth. Our past failures never hamper God's ability to use us. In fact, our weakness is what makes us useful and shows that all the glory is His.